chromatography is a laboratory technique that's used in forensic testing, testing food quality, and proteomics, and so much more. What the heck is it though, and how does it work? At the very end of the video, I'm going to post an exam summary, so don't worry about taking notes. Although you can take screenshots of the diagrams I put up in this video. Also, apologies for the very bad lighting. I'm just going to film this video anyway. Let's start. First off, what is column chromatography? Definition. Column chromatography, a form of chromatography used to separate mixtures into their individual components, in which the stationary phase is packed in a column. I did explain in the previous video what stationary phase is. That video is the basics of chromatography. Go check it out if you need to. The type of material that's packed into a column that forms the stationary phase depends on the type of column chromatography that is taking place. So the type of material that you use depends on the type of mixture or specific substance that you want to separate. Okay, diagram. The column will have an opening at the top and at the bottom. The opening at the top of the column is where you would pour in your sample, which in chromatography is called the eluent. Definition. Eluent. The carrier portion of the mobile phase. Now the eluent, as far as I understand it, is simply just your mixture. Your mixture in column chromatography can be in the form of a liquid solution or a gas. In more scientific terms, the eluent in chromatography can either be a liquid solvent or a gas. Just a quick reminder on what a solvent is. I forget all the time. Okay, solvent. A liquid in which a solute is dissolved in order to form a solution. Remember, if you have a solid mixture, you can't put a solid in a column, so then you have to put it in a solvent just to dissolve it so that you can separate the individual components. At the bottom of your column is where the purified components of the mixture will exit the column. These are called the eluate. Definition, eluate. A solution obtained by elution. Did I lose anybody at elution? I got lost at elution. Okay, definition, elution. The process of extracting a substance or separation of substances of a mixture by means of an appropriate solvent or buffering agent, as in column chromatography. To put it simply and scientifically, it's the process of separating the sample mixture, called the eluent, by allowing the sample to pass through the column, resulting in an eluate. An eluate is the result of elution. Okay, hopefully you're all with me. I'm hoping. Okay, now how does column chromatography work? Let's run through the process step by step. Please pay attention to the diagrams on screen, and you may pause and take a screenshot of the diagrams if you want to. Alright, so first you have your sample called the eluent that you place into your column, which is packed with some material that forms the stationary phase. Now, as your sample, your mixture that you are separating, travels through the column, it will separate into layers. The reason for this is because the different components that make up the mixture, they travel at different rates through the column, which is why the column separates into layers. This is the process of elution occurring. Okay, you can see there's 3 zones of elution in this diagram. Okay, now of course, the substance that travels the fastest, the component that makes up the mixture that travels the fastest, will be eluated first. Now, the components that are collected from the column are called fractions. Definition of a fraction. What the heck is that? Fraction in chemistry, a quantity collected from a batch of substance in a fractionation separation process. That is the overall basic process of how column chromatography works. Now, I will be discussing all the different types of column chromatography, including affinity chromatography, size exclusion chromatography, and ion exchange chromatography in upcoming videos, along with all the other chromatographies that I know, so subscribe to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, here is a summary of all this video. If you have questions, please feel free to ask, pause the video, and take a screenshot of this summary. I hope you are all well. All the best, and I hope to see you next time.